Welcome to episode 4 of Night TV. My name's Munao.
And I'm Abby Damasky.
As winter sports wrap up, KTV wishes all of our athletes good luck at their state competitions.
And we're also sending good vibes to the spring sports as they go into their season.
To kick off today's episode, we're taking a look at one of those winter sports, boys swim and dive.
Reporters Caden Chung and Luke Robinson give us the inside look on how the swim and dive team collaborate.
Take your mark.
Preparing for a swim meet is a week-long process because every meet is different, and head coach Alfonso Lopez knows this.
Practice from Monday through Thursday. We have Friday dual meets. We prep everything from endurance, anaerobic sets, and then it comes down to like the fine-tuned details. By the time they hit high school season, they're already kind of ready to go. We just kind of mold and shape them into becoming like an elite competitor at the high school level. So every Friday is different, every invite's different as to who we have to prepare for, and our lineup changes from week to week. So we kind of evolve and adapt based on the season and based on who we're swimming against.
Although it seems like there's a lot going on in practice, there are also things that happen outside of practice, like having team pasta parties before every dual meet. After a pasta party, senior James Mareth believes that you have to recover in order to have the best meet possible.
Obviously it's fun, but it also has another purpose, which is to carb load you so you have energy for meets. Because another thing, big thing is making sure you eat enough and hydrate enough. Because if you don't, you're gonna feel like crap at meets. They go by really fast, and it costs you a lot of energy. So you need to make sure you get 8-9 hours of sleep, you have enough energy, and you're rested from practice. So those are all factors.
Another way Mareth prepares for swim meets is teaching the younger swimmers different techniques and what they
I help my coach out with technique. So the main thing once you get to high school, aside from strength training to improve in swimming, is you need to fix technique problems that you might have. There's a wide range of them, anything from your start, your turns, your exchanges, even just your stroke technique, maybe you're doing something wrong.
Meanwhile, Lopez touches the key differences about what really separates swim and dive. Not only
Swimming and diving are very different. So swimming, I would say, is a really hard cardiovascular sport. At the same time, using muscles that you don't use in any other sport because you're working with water. It takes a lot of technique, power. So in that sense, it's a repetition sport, and it takes just a lot of mental toughness, I would say, too, just because you're doing the same thing day in and day out for like thousands and thousands of yards. Diving is a little different sport because it takes athleticism, obviously. You've got to have agility and you got to have a sense of your body. And I think it takes a little bit more of like a fearlessness because you're going to throw yourself into the air, kind of not knowing where the water is and hoping you land the way you're supposed to land.
Junior Mason Damasky knows that it takes a lot out of you to be a diver.
Physically, it can be demanding at sometimes, but it's completely a mental game.
Because of the effect that swimming does on your body, Mareth and the other swimmers.
Pretty exhausting. That's why we have usually Thursday as an easier day, because after 3-4 days of hard practices, you are pretty low on energy. The point of high school swimming is that it's supposed to be easier than club. Club weeks are really rough mentally because of how tired you are. So high school, usually the practices are toned down a little bit, but it's very exhausting. After a full week of swimming, it's 6 days. After that Saturday meet, after you've swam Monday through Friday and then had a Saturday meet, you're exhausted. You just want to sleep, eat. Sunday, I consistently sleep for like 11, 12 hours Saturday night because I'm just exhausted.
Lopez knows all of his elite swimmers are staying active outside of their season, but his best swimmers.
Our elite swimmers swim year-round. They do other sports, so it's not, you don't just have to be a swimmer all year-round, but they're doing something athletic 12 months out of the year. They take their time off when they need their time off, but our best swimmers are club swimmers.
Mareth competes in a club during the off-season, and even though it could suck sometimes,
Club is really hard mentally. It kind of sucks. You have to force yourself to do it. You gotta find your motivation somewhere. But at the end of the day, all those hard practices, all those hours, they pay off in high school.
Grzybowski's club team in the off-season has helped him improve his
Club definitely helped me get more consistent and just being able to recreate my good dives more often.
Swimming could be a very demanding sport, but Lopez sees the work the swim.
I think so. I think these guys trust me. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We have a very successful program since I've been here. I don't think it's because of me. I think I think we've got really good club teams feeding us kids. I think we got kids that come from really good families that are hardworking.
This is Luke Robinson and Caden Chung reporting for Night TV.
Another winter sport is coming to a close, girls gymnastics.
Reporters Konstanty Romanowski and Johnny Klassen take a closer look at one senior whose season came to an unexpected end.
Megan Guma, a senior gymnast, recently suffered an MPFL injury, which stands for medial platformal ligament. As a result, she is unable to perform for the remainder of her senior year. Injuries happen all the time, but season-ending ones are rare. Injuries like this take a heavy toll on an athlete's physical and mental health. Shan Malahi, prospect physical therapist, has been helping Gumez get back to the team.
And provide the services that we can, helping her navigate her return to sport.
The injury has prevented Gumez from competing in sectionals and state with her team, something she has been looking forward to.
It was initially when I found out I had to get surgery because I really wanted to compete this senior season. I wanted to take my team to sectionals and state, and they still have a very good chance of going. I just wanted to be a part of that, like contributing to the score.
Transitioning from training every day to not being able to do anything at all is a difficult adjustment. Gumez is feeling the pain of not being able to compete or be at practice with her teammates, which has torn her down physically and mentally.
You have athletes who are used to being active, used to doing things every single day, and then all of a sudden they're told not to do their sport. That's hard. It's a hard mental adjustment.
With an injury this serious, Gumez's mental health has taken a toll as well. She has been benched for the remainder of the season, and as a result, she has felt disappointed in herself.
I was more just disappointed in myself for letting that happen because it's my senior season. I wanted to go to state like I did last year, and I was just worried about letting my team down, even though I did a good routine with it, but just for the long run.
With Gumez being out for the rest of the season, her coaches have found a new way to keep her involved. She has been very active in her new role, with helping out teammates and taking what she has learned from her years in gymnastics and applied them to her teammates to help them out in practice.
But she's also one of the kids that brings everybody else around, brings everybody else up, kind of keeps them accountable, keeps them moving, and it's a big loss to not have her in the lineup competing, but we gained an extra coach because she's helping us out, coaching girls, motivating them, keeping them accountable. Again, so as much as we'd like to have her in the lineup, she helps just as much, if not more, from a coaching standpoint and taking charge and being that senior captain.
With a new way to help out her team, Gumez is quick to accept it. This new role helps her stay connected to her team and find a new purpose.
It means a lot to me that my coach trusts me enough to be able to look at their routines, tell them what they're missing, anything that I would do differently, just because I've been doing it for so long. But it helps me stay positive, knowing that I can also contribute to what the team needs to do and help them win.
This is Johnny Klassen and Konstanty Romanowski signing off for Night TV.
Switching gears from sports, the Multicultural Fair made its highly anticipated return to Prospect High School.
Managing editor Tessa Trilovich highlights the significance of the event and its impact on the Prospect community.
Prospect's Every Night Multicultural Fair is back once again for the 4th year in a row. This year, 37 different cultures are being represented, ranging from countries to religions to clubs. Any students are welcome to participate in the fair with preparations beginning prior to winter break. The fair is 90% student-run and 10% staff-run, with assistance from Associate Principal Frank Mirandola and Kristen Anzalone helping out with the logistics of the fair.
As a teacher, you sit back and you just get overly impressed by what people have put together, because you never know what someone's going to do, and every year I hear the same comments over and over in the best of ways. This is the best fair ever. How did we get so much better from last year? Because I loved the one last year, which is so awesome to hear.
Yeah. Two cultures that came together to combine one big booth are North and South India. The students who came together to prepare these booths are members of Prospect's South Asian Student Association, otherwise known as SASA. SASA member sophomore Amok Jadala, whose parents are immigrants from Telangana, India, is participating in the fair for the first time this year. Along with presenting different elements of their culture at their booths, these students performed a non-traditional Indian dance. This dance was a combination of different Indian songs and dances that the members created and spent 2 months preparing.
These songs, they just kind of tie my cultural roots back to my my parents' home country, India. Growing up, I was faced with a lot of cultural aspects of India, and I'm happy that I was able to learn them myself. So being able to perform for my school songs that I grew up with, it meant a pretty big deal to me.
India isn't the only country at the fair performing a dance. The Philippines are also performing a traditional Filipino folk dance called tinkling. The dance involves 2 people simultaneously moving 2 bamboo sticks together, making a beat while 1 or more dancers tap their feet to the beat, trying not to get their feet caught between the sticks. The dance is typically performed on special occasions and Filipino holidays to celebrate Filipino culture and pride. Helping run the Filipino booth this year is Junior Addie Fernandez Beta. Her mom is from the Philippines, and she would typically visit there once a year prior to the pandemic.
A tradition is a lot of Filipinos, especially the Munao, that was what I did growing up, and we typically say prayers and stuff. Many Filipinos are very Catholic, so we go to church on holidays and stuff like that.
Students are able to do whatever they want at the fair to help represent their culture. Many booths paint their flags on students, hand out food, and allow students to play different games. Along with different countries being represented at the fair, religions are too. Sophomore Jewish Student Association member River Newstead is representing Judaism at the fair. His mom is Jewish, and when he realized that there were other Jewish students at Prospect, he decided to create the JSA Club and have them host a booth at the fair.
I think it's really cool to be able to share my culture and these parts of my life with other people and just tell them more about it, because a lot of people don't know about a lot of these cultures. So being able to share with them not only the Torah, which is the book, but then also these foods, and then give people stuff, it's cool, and it builds a positive community.
Another club that was represented at the fair was GSA. Sophomores Frankie and Piper, who are members of the GSA Club, wanted to present their culture at the fair to help represent the LGBTQ+ community at Prospect.
We are just as much of a culture as everyone else. Not saying that every other culture is devalued, but we want to be a part of that too. We want to spread our message of that we're here. We have always been a part of a community. We've always been a part of culture in general. We have our own history, and we just like to spread that message a little bit more.
According to Mirandola, after each year, the fair continues to get bigger and bigger. They are even considering moving it into the field house because of the popular demand. The feedback after the fair is always positive, and it is deemed students' favorite day of the year.
I am so proud of where this is and where it's going. And I'm not saying it has to be bigger or anything like that. I just love the fact that it is something that everyone looks forward to. And it's a way to really start off second semester with such a vibrancy and a celebration of ourselves, and knowing that we could all find similarities no matter where we come from.
This is Tessa Trilovich reporting for Night TV.
Prospect is home to many talented students, but one stands out for her musical gifts.
The gifted musician has been playing the violin and other instruments since the age of 3.
Reporter Julia Hong shares her inspiring story and dedication to her craft.
16-year-old Elena Mrugala has been playing music since she was 3 years old and has the skill to prove it. She plays the piano, the guitar, and the violin. She also has perfect pitch.
Playing music from a young age definitely helped me with having perfect pitch and just knowing how to improvise and stuff. Also reading music, although that's not really my strong suit.
Being this talented does not just pop out of thin air. Mrugala took many steps to get to where she is today.
Practicing every every day, taking lessons frequently, and like going to rehearsals and also playing concerts.
These are all different ways Mrugala got good at her craft. Along with this, she grew up in a musical household, which surrounded her with role models that she continues to look up to.
My mom, my dad, and Hilary Hahn. Hilary Hahn is like one of the most famous violinists. They always like support me when I'm playing and stuff. And like if I don't want to practice, they'll encourage me or they'll help me, especially my mom because she is a violin teacher.
Mrugala loves many things about music, but most of all, she loves sharing it with other people.
I like the fact that I can learn a bunch of new things and play it for others, and I also love playing, especially piano at church.
Of all three instruments, Mrugala likes piano best.
I really like the sound, and like I've been playing violin for so long and taking lessons that's kind of like I'm more required to do it, but piano I can just do in my free time, and then I feel like I want to do it more.
Her favorite artist to play on the piano is Bruno Mars. And she loves playing country and pop songs on the guitar. Mrugala just simply loves everything about music.
It makes me really happy, especially like when I'm in the zone.
This is Julia Hong reporting for Night TV.
Looking beyond the school, the City of Support, a nonprofit helping children in various therapies, has opened a new store.
Prospect students are stepping up and getting involved through the Prospect Service Club. Associate Online Editor-in-Chief Alyssa Coles and reporter Molly Munt give us a look.
Don't be surprised when you're driving down Rand Road and you see a new toy shop in the area. It's a nonprofit called City of Support, created by Beth Dieter, a speech pathologist, aimed to support families of children in therapy. Dieter explains the reactions of the customers and the impact she wants to make.
And they go, oh my gosh, I've not heard of you before. And, you know, being able to say, hey, this is our information. This is information about where you can go to get connected with other people who have children in therapy. Almost everybody knows some family who has a child in therapy, so just being able to provide that resource and have that physical footprint in the community where hopefully people learn about us.
City of Support was originally a Facebook group created in 2015, but eventually hit enough followers that they decided to turn into a nonprofit toy shop. Since then, they have helped to connect over 7,500 families with each other. Dieter explains the hardships of opening up a new shop.
It's an exciting time, but it's also a really uncertain time. We're trying to get the word out to the neighborhood and let them know that there's this new toy resale shop where the whole community can benefit.
They wouldn't have been able to take this big of a step without their volunteers. While they are still in need of more, one that has stood out to them the most is sophomore night Cole Licato.
It's been a really great help, and he's just such a positive energy that we want more volunteers like him.
Licato saw this opportunity by scrolling through the Service Club Schoology page. Without realizing what the organization was, he signed up by recognizing Dieter's name. She used to be his sister's speech therapist. Licato explains his perspective on the organization.
Like the mission seemed like very noble, very like impactful, like wanting to help families with children in therapy. I think it's an awesome organization, and I wanted to see what it was like and be a part of it.
In Licato's volunteering experience at City of Support, he addressed envelopes, interacted with customers and kids, and stocked the floor.
I don't think so. I think it was very smooth. It was like I said, it was a very calm environment. Like there was no like I felt very comfortable there. I wasn't at all nervous, and I really enjoyed the experience.
Licato was very grateful that he came across this opportunity. He has enjoyed spending time with the children and the community. He is interested in making a difference in kids' lives, and he recommends his opportunity to others like him.
Hopefully in the future I'll be working more with them in various other things that they have planned.
This is Alyssa Coles and Molly Munt signing out for Night TV.
Thanks for tuning in for episode 4 of Night TV. Once again, my name is Kenny Munao.
And I'm Abby Damasky. See you next time.